Hi, this is Colleen Belk, one of the authors of your textbook, and I'm going to talk to you about the process of cellular respiration. So this is a process that occurs inside of cells, and the goal of cellular respiration is to harvest energy from food that you eat and use it to make a kind of energy that your cells can actually use to do work. So your cells can't use food directly to produce energy to do work. They have to convert it first to a kind of molecule that your cells can actually use to do work. This process takes place inside subcellular organelles called mitochondria. And mitochondria are shaped like kidney beans. We have them in pretty much every cell in your body. And this diagram shows a mitochondria that's been cross-sectioned or cut in half. So this is like we took a kidney bean and sliced it across the lengthwise in order to see what was inside. So inside the mitochondria, or surrounding the mitochondria, we can see that there's an outer membrane, and there's also this highly convoluted inner membrane. There's what we call the intermembrane space between those two membranes, and then in the middle of the mitochondria is the matrix, or the guts of that mitochondria. So it's in the membranes, the intermembrane space, and the matrix where the reactions of cellular respiration mainly occur. So the job of cellular respiration is to take food molecules like glucose, and cellular respiration can also break down fats and proteins, but it takes food molecules like glucose in the presence of oxygen and breaks the chemical bonds in the glucose molecule, releases the energy in those bonds, and rearranges them to make water and carbon dioxide. And because the reactants in this equation have less energy than the products, the energy that's produced is used to drive the synthesis of a high-energy molecule called adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. So ATP is the energy currency in cells. It's what your cells use in order to do work. And in order to make ATP, we have to have some energy because it takes energy to build things. So adenosine diphosphate has less energy than adenosine triphosphate. So to add that third phosphate takes some energy, and we get that energy from the process of cellular respiration, from breaking down food molecules in the presence of oxygen and releasing the energy stored in those chemical bonds. Cellular respiration is responsible for breathing respiration in terms of the gases that are exchanged. So we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out CO2. And that's because the oxygen goes to the mitochondria where it's used to help in the breakdown of glucose or other molecules, and then CO2 is produced. So breathing respiration, oxygen in, CO2 out, is partly a result of the reactions of cellular respiration. So in summary, energy stored in food molecules is used to drive the synthesis of a high-energy molecule in cells called adenosine triphosphate. This happens in the presence of oxygen, and a little bit of water and a little bit of CO2 are produced during this process, which occurs in the mitochondria.